Lots of news on the home front as Washington, in a short week, looks to get back on track versus the Dallas Cowboys. Noah Brown is on the IR. Terry McLaurin will practice. The 21-day activation window for Jonathan Jones has just been kicked in. We've signed young edge rusher, former 49er Drake Jackson, and I think a Treylon Burks signing is on the precipice as well. We'll always have the Hail Mary, but I think it's time to start looking towards life after Noah Brown. But let's talk about it. What it do? What's going on? And how are y'all doing, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your guy, Rio Robinson, back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about our Washington Commanders. It is a Wednesday afternoon, October 15th, meaning yesterday was my birthday. I appreciate all of the birthday love I got from everybody. Every single one of y'all. I appreciate y'all. My guy, Daniel, who sent the football cards for Lil Rio. Blessings. Appreciate y'all. Had the best birthday I've had in quite some time, despite that nasty ass football game we played in the rain on Monday. But let's talk about what's currently going on in Ashburn. Washington put Noah Brown on the injury reserve today. Let's start right there before we go to anything else. We've been going through hell in a handbasket at the wide receiver position so far this season. Our number one receiver held in for most of training camp, and Noah Brown came into the summer already nursing an injury. So the summer crew of wide receivers at training camp was Deebo Samuel and a bunch of guys. Deebo and company. We've seen the ascension of Luke McCaffrey, who's already caught 3 touchdowns this year. Phenomenal. Nice chunk play to Jalen Lane on Monday night. Phenomenal. Chris Morris catching touchdowns on Monday Night Football. That is the world we're living in right now. Jaden is throwing the ball to a bunch of guys out there. And Noah Brown at this point is not a part of this football team. This is a player that we are grateful for. We will always have the Hail Mary. And last year, where we had nothing but Terry McLaurin at wide receiver, Noah Brown stepped up and held it down for a good chunk of the season. But Noah Brown, no matter where he goes, injuries follow him. Injuries follow him. He's a player who has never made it through a full season in the NFL at this point. So Washington has to move as if he's not a part of the team anymore. He's not a part of the team anymore, man. And then when we did see him this year, it's not like we got to leave in a resounding or a positive note. He was dropping passes and shit last time we saw him. So let's act as if Noah Brown is no longer a part of the Washington Commanders, but let's thank him for what he did when he was here. We're grateful for your services. What is Washington's next pivot point? I know the Raiders are shopping Jacoby Myers. I don't think Washington are shoppers at the trade deadline this year. That's not it. We have hosted a visit with Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks, the former first-round pick of the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to give you my complete, full analysis, objective opinion. Treylon Burks has not been good in the NFL. Treylon Burks has not been good in the NFL, but a change of scenery and a 25-year-old player, I'm not going to turn my nose up to. I'm not turning my nose up to a 25-year-old because we stay bringing in all these AARP old players here. So we're leaving the Noah Brown conversation now, and we're now starting the Treylon Burks conversation. So the Titans foolishly traded A.J. Brown to the Philadelphia Eagles and immediately drafted his successor, or was supposed to be his successor. I remember Treylon Burks coming into the league because I know I desperately wanted a wide receiver in that class, and we took one of the guys I didn't want in Jahan Dotson in 2022. This is a young player. He was drafted in the first round in 2022. He's been often injured. I think he's parlayed like an ACL with a collarbone breaking. and he's been injured a lot. And he's only appeared in 27 games in his 3-year career, 699 yards. I think he has like one career touchdown. But he's 25 years old. If Washington wants to kick the tires on players, I would prefer it to be a young player with some upside to him. He was supposed to be new AJ for them. I remember Lance Zierlein's draft profile on TREYLON Burks back in 2022. And you know who his player comp was? It was AJ Brown. It was AJ Brown. So he was supposed to be AJ Brown light for the Tennessee Titans. Didn't work out for them. Don't think this has been a good player in the league so far, even when he was on the field. But here's the thing. He can sign with anyone. He's a free agent, and it's not going to cost you anything. And he's young, and we have Jaden Daniels at quarterback. Despite the loss on Monday, the 3 conference losses so far this season, the primetime losses, Jaden Daniel is finding ways still to make stew with the scraps we're throwing him out there on the field, and we should have won that game on Monday night. Jaden throwing you the ball could change things. It's a different scenery and environment than when he was in Tennessee. So with Noah to the IR, I know we recently put Robbie Chosen on the practice squad. They've showed no propensity to bring him up from there yet. So he's not a factor in the wide receiver room. There aren't any answers out there at wide receiver. We missed out on Kendrick Bourne, who's going absolutely dummy with McCorkle Jones in San Francisco. He might have picked the 49ers because Mac Jones was playing quarterback right now, and they have a rapport from when he was in New England. But we missed out on the Kendrick Bourne sweepstakes, and so far, TREYLON Burks is deciding between Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels because he took a visit with the Denver Broncos. He took a visit with Washington. Washington needs another receiver. Our number 3 receiver is now on the IR. Deebo Samuel has a bruised heel, and he's clearly hurt because they were not sending him vertical or were not doing too much with him on Monday. They played him in a very safe and delicate manner. And our leading receiver on Monday was Chris Moore with like 46 yards and a touchdown. Luke had a 33-yard touchdown on the best play call Cliff has made all season. Jalen Lane had a chunk play. But other than that, I seen Ja'Cory Brooks getting snaps and Tay Martin getting snaps. We need another receiver. We need another receiver. I see some people in the chat saying trade Terry. That's not the solution for this team right now. I know desperation will have you do it. We were using Deebo as a decoy on Monday. Absolutely. That was what was happening. He's clearly hurt. So we have injuries to wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, and wide receiver 3. So TREYLON Burks has not been good so far in his career, but you're getting my Rio Robinson thumbs up of approval to sign TREYLON Burks because we need bodies in the wide receiver room. And if we're going to bring in new bodies in the wide receiver room, bring in a young one. Bring in somebody with size. You know, one of the other things we're missing in the wide receiver room? A possession receiver with some size to him. He's got some height and some girth to him. He's 6'2", 225. He's like taller Deebo in build. And he was supposed to be A.J. Brown light coming out of school. So I'm all for the signing of TREYLON Burks if Washington is going to make that decision. And that seems like he almost seems like we need to sign him right now. We probably do need to sign him right now because we don't have receivers like that. And we need to get some more options out there for Jaden Daniels to throw to. But good news that we did receive today. We received some good news from Dan Quinn at his podium because it is a short week and practice is already happening. And Dan Quinn was at the podium today. He said Terry McLaurin is getting back on the practice field this week. I don't know what that means about him playing. Maybe they saved it for this divisional showdown because While we're 3-3 with 3 conference losses, this is a true must-win game for Washington, because our saving grace right now is that we have not taken any division losses yet. We've not taken any division losses yet. We beat the Giants so far. We got the Cowboys next up, and Jaden's never played against Rain Dakota Prescott before. Must-win game this Sunday, because that schedule about to get wicked, and the NFC East as a whole has 4 of the top 5 hardest schedules going into this back half of the season. So Terry McLaurin being out on the practice field is big news for me, man. What's up with Robbie Chosen? TREYLON Burks makes sense. TREYLON Burks makes sense. I mean, they brought in Robbie Chosen for a couple weeks. He ain't touched the active roster yet. So I don't know if that's a sign, but it doesn't look like it's trending toward them putting him out there on the field. But maybe they do it this week. But here we go. Here we go. We got the Dallas Cowboys coming up this week, and we need some receivers out there on the field. Show of hands, chat. Who thinks Terry McLaurin is playing this week? I don't care about being right anymore. I always predicted it was going to be a 4-week thing, which they should have just put him on the short-term IR, and he was going to come back versus the Chiefs. But after Monday night, Terry might need to get his ass out there. Terry might need to play this weekend, bro. I don't want Jaden going out there with no receivers versus this Dallas Cowboys offense. And I know, Rio, but they play against Dallas's cool. I'm not worried about Dallas's defense. We're going to put numbers up on Dallas's defense. Dallas is going to also put numbers up on us, and they're not going to shoot themselves in the foot like the Bears did on Monday night. So I need some receivers on the field on Sunday. So I'm 50-50 with it right now. I'll go 51-49 that Terry doesn't play, but I hope so. I need Terry ass on that football field versus that shit-ass Dallas defense. Nothing will activate and bring the morale and the vibes back to this season than us putting belt to Dallas with Terry McLaurin on the field, earning his damn money that he signed on the dotted line for this offseason. 17, get your ass out there, man. Get your ass out there this week, man. I don't know what type of witch doctor Creole magic we need out there rubbing on his quads this week, but quad need to be ready to go because we need 17 on that football field at Jerry World this weekend. Help is also coming in the cornerback room. Jonathan Jones had his 21-day window for activation lifted this week. I believe this is the 3rd week of Sam Cosmi. Sam Cosmi has to be activated this week, right? Sam Cosmi has to be activated this week or he's gone for the season, right? Or am I tripping? You know? Go ahead and chalk up Cosmi to be active this week. Active? Come on, man. I need us at full strength. We need to win this game. This is a must-win game. I don't want to get into the details of it because I got Cover 3 on with me tonight. I got Rome from Cowboys Football Talk, Tuck from CFO Sports, and DMV Fanatic coming on to talk about the game with me tonight. But, man. Sam at least has to get activated. He may not play this week, but he has to get activated. You have 21 days to activate a player. You have 21 days to activate a player, and we go from there. Sam Cosmi, it will at least be on the field by the time we play the Chiefs on the 27th of October. But, man, lots of stuff happening at the park. We signed Drake Jackson. We signed the young edge out of San Francisco, who was a 2nd-round pick a couple years ago, but injury after injury after injury has slowed down his career right now. Somebody, Adam Peters, knows we get some more help at edge. I know nothing about the player, but he has 6 career sacks in 2 seasons, and I'll tell you what he's not. He is not old and lifeless like Preston Smith. If you saw that nasty looking 52 on the field Monday, that was Preston Smith. I don't need to see Preston Smith on an NFL field in 2025. I don't know why y'all were excited when we signed this old nigga, but we're not going to get anything out of Preston Smith. Von Miller is collecting sacks still as a 100-year-old. Preston Smith got no wiggle to him. He's stiff. We're not going to get much out of that player, guys. We're not going to get much out of that player. I don't mind adding this Drake Jackson kid because he's young. You're never going to hear me complain about Adam Peters deciding to add a younger player here. A younger player is needed. We need younger players here in DC. I saw my buddy Josh Taylor put out an article about should Washington be buyers or sellers at the deadline. And my retort and my response to that is Washington should be drafters. Washington should be drafters. We've done the all-in trade game. We've done all of that. And I don't think Washington has the facilities to make any more aggressive trades going forward. But hey, I'll take it. Welcome to the squad, Drake Jackson. Get him in a rusher number. Get him in something better than 52 because Preston Smith looks absolutely disgusting, and get him out on the football field. I'm here for us signing younger players. You ain't going to hear no complaints about it for me. But smash that like button in the chat. We got over 500 in the building right now. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video, and thank you to the best fantasy app in the world. Make some picks using Rio 91 on the Sleeper app. The NFL season is here, which means you have a chance to win 1,000 times your cash on daily fantasy. Football has never been more exciting than it is with players like Jaden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Jamar Chase. Pick on stats for these stars like touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, fantasy points, and more. We're up to a 1,000 times payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right and you could win big using promo code RIO91. That was promo code RIO91, and you'll get up to a $100 match bonus on your first deposit. Terms and conditions may apply. Yep, back at it though. Back at it on the flip side. Must-win situation so far. Much-win situation so far. And 3-3. 3 conference losses 6 weeks into the season. This is not where we thought we would be. This is not where we thought we'd be. I'm very pissed. I'm very upset about what happened Monday. But after a day's sleep and about 48 hours later, I'm back to we still got Jaden. We may not have as good a roster as we thought we did, and we're definitely not at full strength, but we still got Jaden Daniels. And what we saw on Monday was uncharacteristic. I'm still not blaming the rain. It was raining more than I thought so. When I watched back the game, not in streamer mode to just watch, then I saw it was a lot wetter, a lot more moist outside than I originally anticipated. But Jaden will never be that guy again. Jaden's not a turn the ball over type of player. He doesn't fumble the ball. He doesn't fumble handoff. And most importantly, he doesn't throw picks like that. His only interception of the season ended up being a fatal one. It ended up being a fatal one because this team doesn't have the defense that can afford being put back on the field. Wow. The fumble to Bill was the final dagger that kicked dirt on our caskets on Monday night versus the Bears. What ultimately ended up happening was we put our defense back on the field. Show of hands. Who thought we was getting a stop at the end of that game? Who thought we were going to not allow the Bears to get in the field goal position, man? Going younger is the only way Washington needs to go at this point, and Washington needs to be drafters. They need to be drafters. Yep. We don't turn I keep saying this. I'm going to sound like a record broken, but Washington is not a good defense. Washington cannot afford to not fall on fumbles and to not throw passes. To not catch interceptions. We dropped 3 interceptions on Monday, and the only fumble we had a chance to recover, we didn't recover it. Washington can't afford that. I'm looking at the Jags. The Jags have like 14. They forced like 14 turnovers this year. I'm not saying we need to be that. Washington has forced 3. And after only committing 3 turnovers in our first 5 games, we committed 3 on Monday night and still had a chance to win the game. So we just can't play that style of football. We can't do that. We can't play that style of football, and we got to get right. This is going to be a short one today. Because I'm going live 3 times today. We're doing it so nice. We're doing it thrice on a Wednesday. I'm back live with Lake after 4 o'clock, and I'm live again at 8 o'clock with the Cover 3 Cowboys boys tonight to cover the game. But I'm not at Fire Joe Witt yet. I'm not there because we still should have won that game. But I don't care about quarterback competitions if we lose the game. I don't care about, but Jaden played better if we lose the game. I'm not trying to win arguments on X. I want my team to win games and have a chance in the month of January and February going forward. So I don't care about all the trivial shit. I want Washington to get to it. This is going to be a short and sweet and to the point stream right now. Make sure y'all like that. Hit that like button. Make sure y'all smash the like button and the subscription button. We almost at 21,000. I'm trying to get to 25,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We got some new players coming in, man. I think they're going to sign TREYLON Burks. I don't think they can afford not to. We're trying to lock in when we're doing the next Commanders King stream. I know y'all didn't want us in the shotgun formation, pistol formation. We do it all the time, y'all. We are out of it 92% of our offense. No excuses for what took place on that field on Monday afternoon. I'll see y'all at 4 p.m. Just a quick update on the roster. 2 more streams to come today. Talk soon. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Commander Rio, out.